to have any vote. We're just recommending for approval, so we don't say need it. No announcements, consent agenda. Reviewed the previous meeting member. Do I have a motion to approve? Recommend for approval?
So moved.
Motion by John, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll, and we'll just, all those in favor, please say aye. We'll just do it one time. John?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Here, we got to do it that way. We need to transfer funds, resolution R 091525.
Yeah, so majority of these are basically our two capital accounts. So we're working really hard on getting people to understand what is a capital purchase in the accounting world. So a lot of these are from professional services to capital. So that's what you see. And then there are some budget transfers for the community center as they kind of fine tune what the rest of their year looks like. They've adjusted some things from their kind of standard line items, but happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Motion approved. Recommend for approval, I should say, excuse me. Do
So moved.
you have a second? I'll second it.
Second. Second.
We'll make Bill the seconder.
Okay.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Moving on to resolutions.
All right, so the first resolution, the additional appropriation is related to some purchases that the police department needs to make in regards to some supply purchases upcoming. It's a pretty significant lift. This is an available use of this fund to purchase those. So Chief Gephardt is trying to use his continuing education funds to buy the supplies for essentially the police department. Happy to answer any questions. There will have to be a public hearing Monday night.
Okay. Any questions for Lisa on that particular item? Okay, the motion approved.
So moved.
Motion by John.
So moved.
Second by Bill.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We recommend it for approval for Monday night. Item 4B.
So 4B, I believe we've discussed this before. This will be coming back around for the financing for the permanent financing for the State Road 37 and 131st bond anticipation note that was done a few years ago when we were doing that intersection at the time. We did the short-term financing. The time has come to permanently finance this. So as you can see, this is a lease deal. So you'll approve the lease. And so nothing really changed substantially in the amendment. The amounts are still the same. The project and the listed projects are still the same, but it will be approved also by the redevelopment authority and the redevelopment commission prior to the meeting Monday night. Happy to answer any questions about the project.
Any questions for Lisa about that?
Well, so basically that's kind of like a construction to permanent loan, if you will. So the ban is.
Ban is, yeah, it's like short-term financing. So yeah, bond anticipation note, basically your short-term financing. So it can't be longer than 5 years. So you can do a year, you can do 2 years, you can do any amount of time. And that's just, then you just pull the trigger to do your actual permanent piece of it.
So same amount of money, just.
This one is, yeah, the redemption of the ban is the same amount of money. And then there are some projects that are listed on here which up the amount of the overall bond itself. That debt service payment is contemplated in the 2026 budget as you've seen it. So it assumes those other projects will be undertaken.
Any questions? Motion approved. Recommend for approval, I should say.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion by Bill, second by John. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Have it. Moving on to ordinances, 09152526 budget ordinance. We've had, let's see, 2 meetings, if not more, with respect to the budget. First one, we have Mike Rotarian to kind of go through our fiscal plan and tell us effects of the new legislation, how it took some money away and other things that gave us money back. second meeting we had with department heads, have them present their budgets and ask any questions of department heads. So here we are today to
We do have one additional item, sort of we OD from last time we met on the budget, and that's really compensation
Yes.
and positions.
Let's
And
talk
so
about that.
The fiscal plan that we reviewed in detail had the total amounts already contemplated in there. We just spent a lot of time, several weeks, if not months, really internally figuring out how best to utilize that most effectively for our residents, our community first, and also our staff. And so in the formal proposal on Monday night that the mayor will present to the full council, we'll have the following recommendations. So not much in the way of new positions. There are a few. First one is an Agri Park store manager. The Agri Park store is ribbon was cut 4 or 5 weeks ago. The second graders are in half that building now, and they're appreciative to have running water in an actual restroom indoors now. And the other half that building will be our Agri Park store. We're asking to be funded at 3/4 of the full salary amount. Given won't bring this person on until probably beginning of Q2. So that will be a position we request for the 2026 year. That would be under the Parks and Recreation Department. Asking for 3 additional firefighters, bringing the head count from 159 up to 162 total firefighters to continue to provide excellent service on that front. Then also additionally 2 school support officers. So if you recall, school resource officer, the full-time police officers, one that's in the schools. And we have school support officers, which is kind of a hybrid position where they really go directly to the school. They're there for about 30 minutes before the first bell, stay for 30 minutes after. And so continue to build up that capacity there. So asking for 2 school support officers. That's more of a part-time role, but they do also have the opportunity to see healthcare benefits to the city with those positions. Some other minor ones, not positions, but bilingual incentive pay for our fire department. Our police department already has that. So bringing the other side of our public safety team into incentive pay for those that have the ability to speak fluent in 2 or more languages. Clothing allowance adjustment of 4% for both our police and fire uniforms, really just maintaining adjustments there. And then a fire marshal incentive pay of $5,000 will be requested as well to support that function. Those are the positions. Compensation wise, we will be requesting or proposing rather a 3% salary increase across the board for all of our employees, both full-time and part-time. Additionally, we're proposing a adjustment to our public safety longevity. So right now our max longevity is $5,000. So every single year from year 1 through 25, they receive $200 towards longevity, maxing out $5,000. And working with our police and fire teams, we'll maintain the $200 a year for the first 15 years. And the last 10 years, 16 to 25, will be $500 a year. So increasing overall to $8,000 towards longevity for our public safety personnel. Also proposing a $500 increase to the city's 457 matching contribution. We've made a lot of gains there past couple of years. So right now the max is $2,500. So if an employee puts in $5,000, city matches $2,500. We're actually suggesting going to $3,000, but making it a 60% match. So if the employee has no behavioral change on what they input, if they put $192.31 in every single pay period, the city would match $3,000 towards that. We've got great utilization from our employees. The 92-93% range of our employees take advantage of our 457 plan, which is fantastic. And that is everything that we'll be proposing on the compensation and position piece of budget 26.
What about health insurance? What are we doing there?
Yeah, so great point. We just had a great conversation with Community Health again. And the ink is not dried, but we slapped the table that we'll be able to maintain flat healthcare from 25 going into 26 again. So every year since we have had this agreement with Community Health, it's either been a 2% reduction or flat. And this will be going into our 5th year of that. We plan to resume that for another 5-year 6-year agreement, which is fantastic. You'll recall, we also had the ability to eliminate the premiums for our employees in 25, and we anticipate doing that in 26 as well.
It's good news. Bill, you had a couple questions. I saw you text me. Fire away.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Elliot, just a great job again. You and your staff do a great job informing us on the budget, getting us ready, and managing all that, and I commend you. A couple of specific questions. Did you say 2 or 3 firefighters that you're going to add?
3 firefighters adding, so going from 159 up to 162, but 3 total firefighters.
And is that the total of the firefighter request, or did they recommend additional firefighters beyond 3 and it got cut back to 3?
No, so it was a collaborative effort. Quite frankly, we had conversations early on where we were really attempting to maintain a flat headcount across the board. So there was no official proposal from the fire chief or from us to them. As more a collaborative spirit and several meetings and conversations where we think 3 is an appropriate and measured increase going into 26. This is not adding any new apparatus into the fleet mix right now. This is really given our overtime costs and the age of the force with part PTO rather. We think 3 is a good measured approach to next year. And we'll continue to reevaluate it as always, but I talked to the fire chief today and I think he's very happy with this 3.
And we're comfortable, confident that we can serve the new annexed area with this level of increase
Yes, absolutely.
out by Fortville?
Yep.
Okay. Secondly, what is the funding amount in the budget for the Neighborhood Vibrancy Grant Program?
A good question. Is it 400 or 450?
400.
400. So it's the same number in concept as we had last year. So last year we increased it 400,000. We have it for 400,000 again next year. It's been a great program, well utilized by a number of our neighborhoods throughout the community at all 4 corners, really.
Yeah, I can't talk. It's the most feedback I get from all the HOAs is this program. And so I'm pleased to hear that we're keeping funding at the same level of last year. And finally, my last question is, and if you have to get back with me on this, that's fine. Did we keep paving money, the budget for street paving for our neighborhoods the same as last year, or are we lowering it or increasing it? What are we doing with
It'll be
our paving budget?
very similar. I believe it's around $4.2 million. That's off the top of my head. I'll go back and triple check that number and get with you, but that's maintained from what's been the past couple of years. So we can knock out a handful of neighborhoods with that resurfacing. And what we've done in the past is really we've had 2 resurfacing packages. So we'll knock out 2 different timeframes for it, but we feel confident that continues to really chip away at that. And we know it makes a difference in the neighborhoods.
Yeah, I'm a broken record on this. Some of our neighborhoods got a lot of age on them and they need paved. So the more we can add to that line item, the better for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all the questions I have.
Any questions you have for Billy?
Not for today.
I've got a couple questions. I want to just make sure we kind of add some color to kind of what we're doing. We're paying the health premiums for all of our employees. What does that benefit for a family? What what would that cost them if they had to pay it themselves?
So if you're a family, it is 65. Hold on, I think it's 130.
Good question.
It's about $65.34 biweekly. So over the course of the full year, it's just under about $1,700. dollars.
So it's money that,
Additional, yeah,
We won't pay that, we will pay that, the
Yeah.
employees will not pay that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
That'll be a nice benefit for them.
Yeah.
3% pay across the board, longevity pay for police and fire.
John, you want to just put a fine point on your question just now, though? Not only are we doing that, a lot of our neighboring communities and the communities across the state right now are seeing increases in the premiums. So not just the fact that, ours is staying flat, that we are actually covering the cost of it. It's that folks are paying theirs and then seeing 3 to 5% increases across the board. It's not insignificant.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the benefit with the clinic and everything, it's a tremendous benefit. It's great to see 92% participation by our team on retirement. I've yet to have a client say I saved too much for retirement. In my 40 years of doing accounting work. Lastly, I want to compare and contrast. I'm hearing, various communities around us and things going on within their budget. Do you have anything you can share with us that you found out? I've got a couple of, but I'd like to hear from you since you've got really kind of your ear to the ground, probably more so than I do or anybody else in the room. Plus Lisa.
Yeah, Mayor Finkelman in Carmel presented her budget on Monday. The realities of Sentinel One are in Carmel, like they're hitting everyone. They are not filling a number of positions. They have open right now, going into 26 and beyond. So I think that is a real, it's a reality for towns and cities across the state that they have to look at not just flatlining, but reducing across the board. We're just not in that position. And I think it's, really a testament to this body's work in holding Lisa and I and the mayor accountable to being fiscally conservative and holding on to our funds in that regard. So, I think 3%, we always want to do more. Of course, we have the best employees in San Ann, that's undeniable. But I think this is an appropriate amount of what we can afford to do this year in a measured approach. I don't know that you're going to see anyone else able to do as much for their employees as we're doing this year going forward.
Folks, I think Fort Wayne, they're telling their police officers to leave their vehicles parked.
I heard that one last night as well.
For that,
Second largest city in the state, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
other municipalities laying people off, bill raises. I think all of us that are partners in this process should feel good about what we've done is that, even the money that originally you and I got from Carmel, it was like buying a car. And all that money that we were able to get from them, we just saved it.
Right.
So I feel really good about that. You have questions, Tina? You're a citizen here. Do you have any questions?
I just wanted to know if you had a grip on what the tax rate might be for I know December is when you guys enter that in. But
Yeah,
you have a pretty good idea right now where it's within a penny. plus
Fiscal
or
year
minus.
26, a flat tax rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same for some of the other taxing authorities, from what I've been told too.
Yeah, you might know more. I have not really,
Delaware
that's down in the city,
Township,
yeah.
Fishers,
Yeah.
Fall Creek, HSC are all gonna be flat.
Yeah.
Out of the county, I'm pretty sure will be pretty close.
Yeah, and give it 2 or 3 years time, it'll be a wild ride after that.
Do they publish the credit amounts, but I've never seen the published credit amounts for each taxing authority. Have you seen that?
Lisa might have more.
The $300, 10%, $300?
Oh, they have not, no, they have no calculation. The state doesn't have a calculation for the property tax credit amount.
Not an estimate,
No.
so they're behind. How can you do a budget if you don't know those numbers?
Well, we had a study done. And so everyone I know, everyone has had a study done. So Policy Analytics has made a nice side business on doing these for everyone. So basically everybody has had their own study done. So.
Because that's somewhat of a hidden thing, isn't it? If you really don't know it's not published, so you can't really, I saw this published document today And it just makes no sense to me what reality, doesn't really meet reality
Yeah.
of what you're gonna be getting at actually.
Yeah, I mean, again, to Lisa's point, we feel confident. I think a lot of cities and towns scramble to try to understand as best as possible. And then we have a great policy analytics team that did some great work for us. But yeah, the information coming out of the state may not be quite as clear right now.
I would imagine it's pretty tough for you guys. Even now.
Other questions for Elliot and Lisa? We have a motion to recommend having first reading Monday through Thursday.
Yep, so moved.
Motion by John, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by John, second by Bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Let's have it. Any other unfinished or new business?
No, sir.
Again, thank you both for everything you've done, hard work you put on putting the budget together for us. I think the counselors will be pleased to see what we're doing and how we're doing it, and continue to really be incremental in how we do things. So again, thank you both very much, and we will see you all Monday night.
Thank you.
With that, I'll have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.